Hi there. Thanks for checking out my journey video series where I'm documenting the lessons and challenges associated with building a business from the ground up, in my case, a video blog and YouTube channel. My name is Rich Oban and I'm the founder of The Motivation Mindset. The topic I want to talk about today has to do with what I call mental housekeeping. One of the things that I have noticed, I guess, throughout my career, but in particular in the last few months as I've been working on this business, is that I have a lot of mental clutter, if you will. I've always used task, maybe not always, but most of my adult life I've used some kind of a task management system, whether it just be, pad and paper, or some kind of a log book. In the last, 10, 15 years with the advent of the internet and apps, I've used a lot of those tools as well, just so I can kind of keep track of all the different things I have going on and different responsibilities that I have to make sure that I remember to do, partially because I have ADHD, but it's just also partially because I have a lot of things that I want to get done. And so one of the things that I've noticed as I've been, really focusing in the last, few months on making sure that I'm spending my time on the right things and that I'm, have clarity on, what are the, high value, high leverage, and most important things that I should be working on. And it can be challenging to stay focused on those things when you've got 1,000 other things floating around and bouncing around in your head. And, while I subscribe and enjoy the concept of the Getting Things Done framework, the David Allen book that a lot of people subscribe to, and I do utilize certain elements of that framework. One of the key piece of that I'm discussing here and that I find really valuable is trying to keep things or get things out of your brain so they're not bouncing around and getting in the way of other things. And so, there's a couple different ways you can, implement that. One is to dedicate time each day to essentially doing a brain dump. Or you can just, set aside a few minutes in the morning to, kind of clear your head and jot down all the things that you want to do for the day, or just have I guess another way you could do it is to have your task management app be kind of your running tally, if you will, of all the things that when you think of something, you dump it out. And I do that. But the reason I bring it up today is because I've even found that, doing it that way alone does not really clear the noise, so to speak. So I've found that I really need to set aside time. I like to do it on the weekends, but really whatever works for you would be good. But set aside a good hour, more if you can spare it, but a good hour to basically just sit and let your thoughts percolate. And then just have a pad and paper, or if you want to store things electronically, that's fine too. But just sit and think. And as the thoughts come and flow, write them down, capture them. Oh yeah, what about that? Or as you have ideas for things that you want to try or do, capture them all. And then once your mind, your subconscious mind, knows and trusts that those things are captured and stored somewhere, they realize, oh yeah, I don't have to try to hold on to that anymore. So it lets go of them, and then that opens up and clears some of that mental space. So hence the term mental housekeeping. So I've started using that recently, and I've found it to be very helpful, at least for me, because it can get very cluttered in my head. So I encourage you and recommend that you give it a try if you haven't done something like that before, and see how it works for you, because I think it has some tremendous benefits. So thought that would be a helpful tip today, so I hope you like it, and I'll see you on the next video.